Hello, everybody. I hope that my mic's working. Sorry for the delay, guys. Sorry for the 15-minute delay, but thank you so much for your patience. Thanks you guys for being here. We already got some great guys in here. We got Schofield Studios. Hey, how you going? How's it going, man? Brilliant thumbnail. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. I said a reminder. Can't wait to see this. Oh, well, thank you so much for sending the reminder, man. Thank you for being here, guys. Luke Ponto's in here. What's going on, my dude? Congrats on the 1K. Thank you so much for contributing to the 1K, Luke. Let me know, guys, if the mic's okay. I tested it before, so it sounded good in my test. So just let me know if that's going well. We got Josh in here. Yo, what's going on, Josh? Congrats. Thank you, Josh. Thank you so much. And now is a good time to bring up. Welcome everybody watching. Thank you everyone who's here on the replay, or whether you're on the podcast listening over at Apple Podcast. Thank you so much for joining for this special live stream that I did not think I would get to do this soon. Lisbeth, drinks on me. Congrats. Thank you so much, Lisbeth. Thank you so much for contributing to all of this. Mike, sounds good. Thank you, Luke. Thank you for letting me know. Guys, we did it. We hit 1,000 subscribers. That's crazy. And I say we. I do mean that like genuinely, because I do see this as a partnership between me and you. I honestly couldn't do this without you guys. Like, that's a no-brainer. So thank you, each and every one of you that watched the video, commented on videos, just engaged, liked the videos, and most importantly, thank you everyone who ever gave this channel their first click. They're like that, like, I'm gonna give this guy a try, and you clicked on my face on a video, on a thumbnail. And thank you guys so much for like all of you guys who did that. And now we're here. We're at 1,000 subscribers. Crazy. I think I hit 1,000 subscribers on Thursday, if I remember correctly. And I know where I was. I was at work, and I was at work, and I saw the 1K, and I just kind of sat in my car because I drive for a living. I deliver parts around town. So I was sitting in my car looking at the 1K, and it was just kind of a moment where I thought back 3 years ago to when I first started this channel. And I'm like, not to go too deep into it, because on my 3 years anniversary video, I went pretty deep into the channel's history. But just to give a brief little history of this channel, it started with me in my first car. It was a truck. It was a Mazda truck. Outside of the theater at, I believe it was 1 o'clock in the morning, after I had just seen Glass. And this was the first video I ever made, and very, very nervously uploaded to the internet. This was a time after graduation when my friends that I went to movies with and talked movies with, they all moved away out of town, and I didn't really have that community in my life anymore. And I was posting movie reviews on Facebook for my friends and family to watch, but I never took the leap to go onto YouTube. I just didn't want to put myself out there, especially when I was in high school. I was a very shy person in high school. So I didn't have the courage to go onto YouTube until all my friends left, and I was like, if I want to talk about movies, if I want to get my thoughts out there and engage with people, YouTube might just be the way to do that. But I never thought people would actually watch, or at least no more than my friends on Facebook or the friends that moved away would comment on those videos. So I made a video in my truck, very nervously, and posted it to the internet, and it got very good response. People were very supportive and encouraging, not just in my life, but even random people on the internet. So then I moved to my bedroom, and I started making videos in my bedroom when I was still living at home. And the walls were thin, and my brother and my sister were on either side of the wall. So that wasn't good for sound at all. So my dad actually had a little office area. It was off of my parents' bedroom. They kind of built like this glorified walk-in closet. And so I would go in there when he wasn't working, and I would make videos in that office space. It was a little bit more soundproof. You can see I just have a Blu-ray on like this little metal shelf that had all these plastic bins in it, and that was all my dad's office supplies and tools and stuff. And I wasn't allowed to really make the space my own. I only had one poster hanging up on the wall from a nail that was previously there, so the background was very bland and bare. But that's where I started to feel like a legitimate, like I was going at this YouTube thing. I got my first mic set, which is so crappy. You can see here, it's just this cheap little mic. I think it was $15 off of Amazon. Then I have this tiny little iPhone holder here, which I filmed all the videos on. When I first started the channel, I think I had an iPhone 10, and that's what I recorded off of. And then eventually I was able to get my own corner in my dad's office. I'm right by the door. So I was able to customize a little bit more, put up a shelf, put some things behind me, just make it my own little space. And now cut to I'm moved out, I'm married, and I've got this whole room now to myself with all my stuff in it for YouTube. And it's just been a crazy look back at the evolution of this channel that I really didn't have any intention of going that forward with. I've never really been someone who sticks with things. Besides movies and my love for movies, I've never really had something that I've constantly just stuck with throughout the years. I usually get little things like little hobbies and drop them. When I was in elementary school, I was into basketball for like a little bit, but that died out when I got into middle school. And then I got into drama class. And after drama, after like middle school and high school, that kind of fizzled out. But YouTube is something that I've consistently talking movies and making movie reviews and videos and just trying to be creative with this passion that I have has been like the one true passion and thing that I've stuck with in life so far. So that's just a little brief history to get you guys caught up on just where we came from and where we're at now that brought us to this point. And again, that's not possible without you guys, especially if you were here at the beginning of the channel. I mean, look at this picture. I mean, that's just awful. Look, and the audio was terrible, and I clearly didn't have a wife, let alone a girlfriend. Uh, by my the way I looked in this video. At least that's how I feel. So like I just I've just stumbled through this whole YouTube thing one step at a time. I've known nothing about tech, hence why this was delayed mic stuff. But it's just been so amazing this journey. I'm so happy to be here with you guys, and that you guys have joined me on this journey as well. And 1,000 subscribers. That's just like I said in my post. Like, you guys took what was a dream 3 years ago. I never thought I was going to hit 1,000 subscribers. I was lucky if I hit 100 is what I thought when I first started this channel. And 3 years later, now we're at 1,000. And just thank you every single person who's jumped along on the way, whether you've been here from the start, whether you just joined yesterday. You've contributed to this 1,000 subscribers, and I thank you so much for being here. And with all that out of the way, I'll get sappy, I'm sure, throughout this entire live stream. But let's get into your questions, guys. This is your chance to just ask whatever you want to know about, whether it's movie news that's going on, or whatever you guys want to know about that's going on, or just about me. I'm here to take your questions and answer them. So we're gonna start off. Schofield Studios had some questions he put in the comment section of the community post that I made for this stream. So we're gonna start with his questions here. So he's got quite a bit, which is awesome, man. Thank you so much for investing like your questions into this and wanting to know the answers to these questions. So let's get into it. So he says, "Congrats! I hope you get to 1 million subscribers." Well, we're on our way, man. We're on our way, slowly but surely. Questions for the Q&A. What's your favorite and least favorite movie? So my favorite movie is Back to the Future. I think the reason why Back to the Future is my favorite movie is because I rediscovered my love for movies back in middle school, and Back to the Future was the big movie that allowed me to do so. It just gave me that movie magic that I hadn't felt since I was a really young kid. And it was just so important to me at that time, and it was so impactful that I love that movie. And my least favorite movie is Son of the Mask. I hate Son of the Mask. I love The Mask with Jim Carrey, and I think Son of the Mask just craps all over it. I don't think Jamie Kennedy does nearly as good of a job as Jim Carrey did. I think the visuals are ugly. I think the comedy's unfunny. I think the main character's unlikable. I just hate that movie. I hate that movie, and I've hated it for years. So that's my answer to that one. Will you do movie reactions for bad movies or comedy movies? Yes, we will. Just to let you guys in on just a little bit behind the scenes of the movie commentaries. We Cass and I are busy people. We do work full time. Cass is super busy. She's got like 3 jobs going on. She's got a part-time job. She's got her own business. She's got this gift basket business, which is just, it takes up a lot of her time. And then she's also got social media stuff that she does. So she has a lot of her time taken up by that stuff. So movie commentaries, when we find time to do them, we definitely want to get them done. And we will definitely be doing more movie commentaries. There will be bad movies. There'll be comedy movies. There'll be whatever movies you guys suggest. We love hearing your suggestions. And excuse me. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to continuing with those. Will you do a movie reaction for Monty Python and the Holy Grail? I think we've both seen that. I don't even if Cass hasn't seen that, I don't know if she'd like it. I don't know if it'd be her comedy. If you're in the comments here, Cass, I don't know if you are. Let me know if you've seen that movie and if you're interested. Will you do tier rankings? I don't know if I'll do tier rankings. I like doing ranking videos, but like they haven't been a strong passion of mine to do, so I don't know if I'll do them. But I'll never say never. I'll probably do a tier ranking at one point. Who's your favorite film critic? My favorite film critic is probably still Chris Stuckman. He doesn't post nearly as much because he's so busy making a movie now, but he was kind of like him and Jeremy Johns were the first two people I ever found on YouTube that talked about movies the way that I wanted to talk about movies. And we're kind of the first introduction into this whole movie community on YouTube. So those two, Jeremy Johns and Chris Stuckman, are ones that I've stuck with for years. And Chris Stuckman, I think, is still my favorite. But I also really like John Campea. What app do you use to edit your videos? So every single video I've ever made, aside from these live streams, is actually done on my phone. Well, not this phone exactly. This is my iPhone 11. I think when I started, I had an iPhone 10, and I literally just use iMovie. Like I said, I kind of stumbled into this whole YouTube thing, and I didn't want to spend too much money on it, especially when I first started. So I just used iMovie, and it worked well enough for me, and it still works well enough for me, to be honest. So I'm probably going to continue with iMovie for a little bit. But yeah, every single video is made on my phone. Sometimes I'll transfer it over to an iPad, and especially the movie commentaries are easier to do on an iPad. But yeah, everything's done on a phone. So if you have a phone and you want to start a YouTube channel, you totally can. There you go. What's your favorite movie franchise? It's got to be the MCU. Like I dive into the MCU more than any franchise ever. I get so excited for any movie that comes out in the MCU, and I've probably rewatched the MCU more times than I've ever watched any other franchise. And then closely behind the MCU is probably Star Wars, but I'm definitely way more passionate about the MCU than Star Wars. So thank you so much, Schofield Studios, for those questions and putting them in a little early. Now let's get to your guys' live questions. So let's check this out. So we're going to go up to where we left off. We got Luke Ponto here. Just uploaded my review for Chippendale Rescue Rangers as well. Sweet, man. Go check out his review, guys, with Chippendale. I'll let you guys know here. I think I finally convinced Cass to do a movie commentary to Chippendale Rescue Rangers. I didn't have any interest in Chippendale Rescue Rangers. I've never seen the show. I don't know anything about the characters, but I'm hearing some positive buzz, and I hear that there's actually some surprising cameos that I think might give us some good reactions. So I talked to Cass. She's never heard of Chippendale either. So I think instead of just doing a standard reaction that everyone else does, who has way more knowledge about this Chippendale franchise than I do, we're just going to do a movie commentary to it and see if we can get some good reactions to it. So keep your eyes open for that. And I hope it turns out better than I want to apologize real quick, guys, for the Top Gun movie commentary. The Top Gun movie commentary did not work out. That's partially my fault. The mic wasn't positioned very well, and we got 30 minutes into it, and we didn't really have much material for it. Cass was bored. I didn't want to make her rewatch a movie that she didn't like. So the Top Gun movie commentary unfortunately didn't work out. I apologize for that, guys. But Chippendales, we're gonna hopefully get out soon. Lisbeth, I bet that in less than a year we are going to be celebrating your 100K. Oh man, thank you for the confidence in that, Lisbeth. I don't know. I don't know if I share that same confidence, but if it happens, it's only going to be because of the wonderful people that watch this channel and support it. And I'm so thankful for all of you guys. And yeah, you know what? Let's make that a goal. 100K by next year. Let's do it. Thanks, Lisbeth. The Brock upside. Obi-Wan Kenobi looking mofo. Yeah, I have a little bit. My beard grows so crazy fast, guys. It's so freaking annoying to shave it, and it grows out of laziness because I just don't like shaving it every day. So I'll just let it grow for like a week, and then I usually shave it every Sunday, and then start the week fresh, and then it grows again by like next Sunday. But I think I shaved on Tuesday, maybe Monday. I don't want to give myself too much credit, so maybe Monday or Tuesday. But yeah, it's already growing fast. Luke Ponto. I'm glad you've gotten this far, man. It's awesome that you came into this community and talking with us about movies. Thank you, Luke. Thank you so much for welcoming me into this community, for joining me on this journey, for all of your contributions, man. You are always in these live streams. You're always commenting. You've become a really great friend on through YouTube, and I'm so glad that YouTube has allowed me to meet you, man. It's been great. Schofield Studios. I came to the stream just in time. I was probably just reading off your questions. Yeah, thank you again, man, for sending those in. It was awesome. So awesome. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Luke Ponto. What's a film you hold in higher regard more than most people because of your nostalgia factor? Probably Free Willy. Yeah, probably. I was gonna say maybe Bill and Ted, but Bill and Ted, I don't know if that's too nostalgic, but I guess it is because I saw it when I was like 11. So Bill and Ted or Free Willy. Free Willy is actually the first movie I can remember watching. Free Willy and the original Star Wars movie are the first two movies I remember watching on VHS. And I was obsessed with Free Willy when I was a kid, and it's the reason why the killer whale, the orca whale, is my favorite animal still to this day. So thanks for the question, man. Luke Ponto. My least favorite movie of all time is Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I've never seen it. I don't play very many video games. I'm not a big gamer. When friends wanted to play video games when I was younger, I'd play with them, but I never really got into them on my own. Except for like the Lego Star Wars games, those were awesome. But yeah, I've never seen anything related to Mortal Kombat, to be honest. I've never even seen like any of the movies, and I hear that one's awful, and that's one of the reasons why I haven't. Six fifth, 99,000 to go. Yeah, that's right, 99,000 to go. We're almost there, guys. We're going on our way. Yeah, no, it's crazy. That's the thing too, is it's crazy to think of one day getting to 100,000. But like 3 years ago, it was crazy to think of getting to 1,000. So we're here. We're at 1,000. It took 3 years. It took a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie about that. Sometimes videos, they can be tedious to edit, especially on iMovie. I guess some people, I think, have better editing software for sure than I do, especially if you probably paid for it. But it can be tedious to edit sometimes. I remember when I was first starting editing my videos, like a video that would end up being like 6 minutes long. I just was not comfortable talking in front of the camera. I stumbled over my words even more so than I do nowadays. And it took me like sometimes 5 to 6 hours to edit a video that would later just come down to like 6 minutes. So it's definitely, I've gotten that down to like 2 to 3 hours maybe. But yeah, sometimes videos can be tedious to edit. Sometimes they can be a pain, but you know what? They're always fun to make, and they're always so satisfying when they get uploaded. Oh, there she is. There's my wife, Cassidy Mail. I've not seen that movie. So she hasn't seen Monty Python. I don't know if it would be your humor, hun, but we might try it. We might try it. We'll see. We'll see. Lisbeth, how long does a normal review take? A normal review, by the time I'm done saying and standing like this, just trying to think of the next thing I'm gonna say. I kid you not, I'll watch me back when I'm editing, and I will be like talking and engaging, and then I'll just like shut down like a robot and just like not know what to say next. So when you get past all that, the raw footage is probably 20 minutes long. Sometimes it gets to 30 minutes, and then the editing process, uh, yeah, like I said, usually takes like 2 to 3 hours if it's a review to get to down to its actual pace, and that, yeah. So about 4 hours, I guess you could say, in total. Have you ever watched a movie so awful that you almost decided to not make a review? Yeah, absolutely. So awful, I've decided not to make a review. That's happened a few times because, like, when I'm making reviews, when I'm talking about movies, I want to have like a passion for it. Whether it's a passion of like I really love this movie, I want to talk about it with people who love it as well, or get other people's opinions, or I really didn't like a movie passionately and I want to get out why I didn't like that movie, and I just like have a passion either way. There's some movies where I'm like, that was just dumb. I didn't enjoy that. I don't care to make a review. What? Oh, Cats. That's a good example. I went into Cats, and I had this idea to do like little reactions throughout my theater experience that I was going to implement into the review. So as I was reviewing the movie and talking about a certain point, I was going to cut to my outside the theater reaction of what I was thinking at that time. And by the time I finished seeing that movie and making my reactions in the theater, I walked out of that theater and I was like, yeah, I have no desire to talk about that movie. I just don't want to make a review. I don't want to spend any more time on this. So I just ended up making the footage into a theater reaction video where I technically gave my reactions to the movie in real time. So yeah, that's a good example. Cats. I didn't like Cats. Joshua Jones. Hey, Zach, who's your favorite cousin? Just kidding. So happy for you. You and Maya trying to slip me up, man. I love all my cousins. I'll just say that. And thank you. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Luke Ponto. I use an app called Video Editor to edit my videos. What do you use to make your thumbnails? Oh, my thumbnails. What do I use for my thumbnails? I have like the cheapest stuff to make this stuff. Like again, all done on my phone. I literally stand in front of my green screen. I stand there with a face or some kind of position. I take the picture. Then I have a Photoshop Mix app on my phone, and that's where when I'm in the Photoshop Mix app, that's where I go to make the thumbnail and get it all together. And then I go into PS Express, and when I go into PS Express, that's where I go to like add the text and stuff. And then I just use YouTube Studio on my phone to upload it onto the video. So it's a very simple process. It's not it's not advanced at all, and I really like it because when I first started with PS Express, every time I made one, it had the PS Express label in the corner. So I'd have to like zoom in a lot to get that out of the way. You can go back to some of the early thumbnails, especially at the beginning of this channel, and you'll see the PS Express little logo in the corner. But eventually, PS Express took that away, so it's not on there anymore. So it's so much better, and I like it a lot. Oh, okay. There's my wife. He's obsessed with Free Willy. He has an orca figure by his bed. Why? Hi, honey. I almost yelled wife. Honey, what are you doing giving away my secret? Yeah, it's true. I have this orca figure that's like jumping out of the water. I just think it looks so cool, and it reminds me of the end of Free Willy. But his dorsal is it his no, his dorsal fin is back there. I think it's just his fin. His fin broke off. It fell off the stand, and one of his fins broke off. So that was kind of sad. Thank you for exposing me there, hon. That's really funny. Schofield Studios, The Room versus Birdemic versus Troll 2. Which would you say is more enjoyably bad? Probably The Room. Well, I don't know. The Room for me kind of has like bad moments, but the whole movie itself is slow and boring. And yeah, when the so bad it's good moments come up, I enjoy them like everyone else. But the movie itself I find so boring. I don't want to watch it again. I only watched it once, maybe twice actually, because I showed a friend it too. Yeah, probably The Room. Oh, did I say The Room? Actually, you know what? I don't think I've ever seen Birdemic or Troll 2. I think I've only seen a bunch of clips of those on YouTube. I don't think I've ever sat down and watched the full movies. So I guess I'd have to say The Room. Lisbeth, do you have a movie that you like but others hate? Oh, probably. That's a good question. Do I have a movie that you like that others hate? Oh, that's a good question. Oh, you know what? My guilty pleasure movie. And my wife and I quote it all the time, which is great because I've been quoting it all my life, and now I have a partner to do it with, is The Cat in the Hat with Mike Myers. I know a lot of people hate that movie. It's not great. I will say that it's not great, but I enjoy it. Like in a so bad it's good kind of way. Um Maybe not even in a so bad it's good kind of way. Like I legitimately like The Cat in the Hat for some reason. It could be nostalgia. My grandparents did take me to see it when I was younger in the movie theater, but yeah. Yeah, I'll go with The Cat in the Hat. I know that's a pretty hated one. Luke Ponto, what would be your score for The Lost City? Oh yeah, I saw The Lost City, guys. I didn't review it because Cass and I went for a date to go watch it, and I didn't really feel like turning that into a video. I just kind of enjoyed the time with my wife, and then the movie had already been out for 2 weeks too, so I didn't really bother making a video for it. But if I was gonna give well, I don't really give scores. I don't really give scores to movies. I had friends ask me this, especially when I started my channel. They were like, "Why don't you give scores?" And like, I didn't go to film school. I've never worked on a big feature film. Like, I've done little short films with my friends. I've made some like little short things myself. Like when I was getting married to Cassidy, I had this idea to document our engagement, and I made this like little documentary for ourselves of our engagement, of the journey of us getting married. So I've done little things like that, but I've never like worked on a set. I've never been in the real world of movies. So I just kind of feel like it's like, and this is no disrespect to anyone who gives scores. I like scores are totally fine, but just for me personally, I don't feel comfortable grading someone's work like a teacher where I've never like been in their position. So like, yeah, this movie's a 5 out of 10, but like, who am I to say? Like, that's just how I see it. So I decided to and this is very recently, I decided to just do recommends or not recommends or like variations of them. And for the Lost City, I would give it a strong recommend. Honestly, I think the Lost City was a lot of fun. I found it really funny. I thought the beginning was kind of having trouble finding its footing. But once you get Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock into the jungle together, it's firing on all cylinders. And I really liked Daniel Radcliffe as the villain in that film as well. So yeah, The Lost City, I would give a strong recommend to. What is your most controversial movie review of all time? You know what? It might be Top Gun. I don't know. It might be Top Gun. I when I first started the channel, I was doing this thing. I think what was it called? I was doing this thing called like my first experience with, and it was supposed to be kind of like a first viewing review, but I kind of dropped the title of my first experience with because I kind of was realizing that the first experience reviews were just coming out as normal reviews did. So I thought the title was stupid after a while, so I dropped it. But I did a my first experience video for Top Gun, and I didn't really like Top. Well, it's not that I didn't really like Top Gun. I just thought it was okay. I heard so many great things about it, but I was like, it's all right. The air battle stuff, it looks fine. It looks kind of dated, and I guess it's kind of cool. And I got some flack on that from people, not just like someone in the comment section. I remember was really mad at me about the way I talked about it, but I had like people in life that like love Top Gun that did not like what I had to say about it. And I remember when I did a review for that live action Dumbo, there was a coworker of mine whose daughter really liked my channel at the time, and she loved Dumbo. So she totally disagreed with me because I said it was basically super boring. And yeah, my coworker came in the next day, and she was like, "My daughter has some words for you about what you said about Dumbo." It was actually kind of sweet. Luke Ponto, what was your worst theater experience? Mine was with Firestarter. That's really recent too. That was the most disrespectful audience I've ever seen. My worst theater experience. You know what? I'm actually kind of blessed in a way. I don't think I've had too many bad theater experiences. Like of course I've had like the general like teen kids talking during movies and people going on their phones, and that can get annoying. And you know what, maybe this isn't really to do with the movie itself, but maybe my worst theater experience was my dad, my brother, and I, when Rogue One was coming out. We got tickets to go see it opening day, but some I can't remember, something happened with the seating and it got kind of mixed up, so we ended up in the front row. And we got to the front row, and it was in the, we call it the Atmos. I don't know what you guys would call it. It's kind of the no, it's not even IMAX. Everyone here thinks it's IMAX, but really it's an Atmos theater. And so it's this big screen, and we got into the front row, and we get on, and this big screen is just right in front of us. And I remember the Spider-Man Homecoming trailer came on, and the robber with the Thor mask's face was right here in my face, like right here. And we had to crank our necks all the way over to go and see Spider-Man in the corner. So it was just a horrible seating. We were hurting our necks just watching the trailers, so we had to leave the theater, and we came back I think the next day to watch the movie. But that was really disappointing. And my brother was young at the time, so he was really freaking out, and it was just a bad night for all of us. So we'll go with that. Luke Ponto, best and worst movie of the year so far for you? For the year so far, the best movie of the year so far is probably The Batman. I really liked The Batman. The Batman was awesome. Did I see any bad movies yet this year? You know, I wasn't I know this was like your favorite movie, and that's great. I'm not trying to take that away. I wasn't a big fan of Sonic 2. That was the first movie I saw back in theaters after like months of a hiatus. And I don't know. I didn't find it as good as the first one, and I was ready to get out of there by the time it was over. So I wouldn't say it was like a bad movie, but so far that's the least on my list. I haven't seen too many bad movies this year, but maybe I've been skipping them. I don't know. We'll find out. Your cult boyfriend. Big ups for 1K, big guy. You earned it. Oh, thanks, man. Thank you so much. And you know what? Really, thank you. Everyone, I've seen people say like you've earned it, you deserve this, but like I don't feel that way, you know? Like I put out videos that I thought were fun, that I enjoyed doing. I don't think that I, earned the 1K, but I'm very grateful and appreciative and thankful that people got it up to 1K, and that's all thanks to you guys. Like, as far as I'm concerned, like, I just made the videos, but you guys made this channel what it is, and thank you so much to everyone who's subscribed. And I'm so excited that we're in the work. Like, the exciting thing about 1,000 subscribers, I don't know if too many of you know this, but like, as I got into YouTube, I started looking at like what it takes to, make it big on YouTube, or like what points do you become like making money on YouTube and stuff like that. And you needed 1,000 subscribers and you needed 4,000 watch hours to even apply for the YouTube partnership program, which then allows you to monetize videos and get ads and all this stuff that, get put into an AdSense link that essentially you get paid through. So when I posted the Spider-Man No Way Home movie commentary and the subscribers were just up and up and up and up and up, I was like really freaking out. Like, I was like, I think it might hit it. Like, I think it actually might hit it. And I had the watch time hours after the Spider-Man commentary came out. I was past 4,000 watch hours. So I was like, I was just itching for the 1,000 to hit now, because every year it resets. So if you don't get 4,000 watch hours by the end of the year, it will reset. So even if you hit 1,000 subscribers, say like January 1st of next year, the watch time hours reset. So I was like, come on, maybe we'll get there. Maybe we'll get there. And now I'm actually in the process of signing up for the YouTube partnership program, which is, again, I never thought that would be a reality. And you guys made it a reality, and it's so cool. Thank you guys so much. Schofield Studios. Have you ever had someone throw popcorn at you while watching a movie in the theater? That actually happened to me 3 times in this year so far. That is so mean. Like, I hope like, unless it's like a really tiny kid, and in that case it's the parents' responsibility to teach that kid that it's wrong. If it's like obnoxious teenagers and stuff like that, like, that's awful. Luckily, I think the only people I've ever had throw popcorn at me in the movie theater is my friends. So that's kind of a friend thing to do, so it's justified in a way. What's a movie that grew on you over time? Lisbeth, what's a movie that grew on you over time? It's a good question. There was a movie. Oh my goodness, what's I have one in mind. I can't remember the title of it, but I remember. Oh man, I'll just go to another option. I know Forrest Gump was one that I watched when I was young, and I was like, "Oh, this is okay," but I watched it again recently, and it's awesome. Like, it's a really good movie. Like, it just had things that I didn't understand. Oh, that's a good example. The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight is one that recently grew on me a lot, because when that first came out, I watched it in middle school, and I don't know, like, it just wasn't my taste for comic book movies at the time. And I was like, yeah, Heath Ledger is good and the Joker's great, but the rest of the stuff is just kind of eh. Like, Batman's just eh, and the story is just eh. But then I watched it again recently to do my Dark Knight reviews, and I really loved the Dark Knight because I was able to connect how the story pieces all connected back to the Joker, and how it all revolved around him. Even when he wasn't on screen, you feel his presence, because Heath Ledger is not in that movie very much physically as the Joker, but the whole movie is so revolved around his character, and the way that Christopher Nolan connects each and every storyline and each and every character back to the Joker, I really appreciated this time around. So yeah, there's an example. Thank you for the question, Lisbeth. I really appreciate that. Elizabeth goes on. What's a movie that you would like to see on the big screen again? Oh, I remember, it was a couple of years back. I think it was 2017-ish. No, maybe it was 2018, because I think, yeah, 2018-ish. I got to see Back to the Future on the big screen at this theater that's kind of like art house. Not really art house, but they play more like of the indie films in this theater. And they were hosting a special Back to the Future night, and I got to see Back to the Future on the big screen. So that was awesome. If I had to pick another one to see on the big screen, oh, you say again, so I guess this isn't for the first time, but one on the big screen again, man, I would love to go back and see Infinity War and Endgame on the big screen. I think those were great experiences on the big screen. If we're not going to do Marvel, though, I would love, love, love to see Mission Impossible Fallout on the big screen again. Oh my goodness, the screening of Mission Impossible Fallout, I went with my friend on opening weekend. Oh, it was wild. It was crazy. The IMAX ratio shots that like filled up the whole screen. Tom Cruise is just a madman. The stunts were incredible. I loved watching Mission Impossible Fallout on the big screen. I'd love to go back and see that again. Luke Ponto. There were school students that were towards the back row for Firestarter that would not shut up. There was a guy in front of me that went on his phone towards the end and started texting. Oh my goodness. Yeah. But like I didn't hear Firestarter was great. So not that I'm saying that that behavior is justified, but like that's the thing that really bothers me with people is like if you're bored, if you're not enjoying the movie, don't go on your phone. Don't start talking to the person next to you like no one else is around you. Leave the theater. Like if you're not going to watch the movie and you're just going to be disruptive in the theater, then like you're not even getting your money's worth because you're not even watching the movie. So just leave the theater and don't annoy anybody. Like I just don't understand why more people don't do that. Like if I didn't enjoy a movie to the point that I was like I'd rather go on my phone than watch the movie, I would leave the movie. That's just me personally though. Luke Ponto. We even had a manager that stood in the center of the entrance of the theater to make sure that no one was talking. Wow, that's good though, because when you have actual people there in the theater, and I think even when you have people come out and like present like, hey, the movie's about to start, please put your phones away, please be respectful. I think when you have an actual human being there, people tend to take things more seriously than if the theater screen is just like, hey, the movie's about to start, but before we start, please put your phone away. Like if it's just a anonymous voice on the screen, I don't think people take it as seriously. So it's kind of cool that the manager stood there and did that. I'm sure he didn't enjoy it though. Schofield Studios. What's the most boring film of all time? What do you think is your best / worst review? What advice would you give other movie review channels trying to get to 1,000 subs? Oh my goodness, now I'm in the stage of advice. That's kind of scary. Let's see. What's the most boring film of all time? What is the most boring film of all time? That is a tough question. Oh no, the Star Trek the motion picture. I'm sorry for all the Star Trek fans out there, but to Star Trek motion pictures credit, I did see it at a younger age, but it is the only movie I've ever fallen asleep to. I remember at the time I was around the 7th grade and my friends were like my friends that were nerds were getting more into Star Trek than Star Wars and stuff that we were into. So I wanted to catch up with them. So I started watching Star Trek. And I started with Star Trek the motion picture because I didn't really know that there was a show. I just thought they were talking about the movies. So I put in Star Trek the motion picture, and it's so slow. It's a lot of just model ships moving around in space so slowly. It's so scientifically the dialogue is so scientifically like just filled and based on. And I remember the ship is going like at a super fast pace, and all these colors are flying at the into the ship's window, and the actors are pretending to fall around because the ship's rocking. And I just remember my eyes slowly falling down, and then I opened them to a blue screen because I watched it on VHS. So once the VHS ended, the TV screen went blue. So I would have to say for me, Star Trek: The Motion Picture is the most boring movie I've ever seen because it's the only one I've ever fallen asleep to. As far as what do I think my best and worst review is, that's definitely my earlier ones are my worst because you're gonna start off crappy before you get better. And honestly, I still think I'm kind of in the crappy, not the crappy, but like every single video you make, I think the goal is to make it better than the last. And I still have that mindset to make it better than the last, but they're still not, in my opinion, anyways, because I'm you're your own worst critic. They're still not great to me. So the fact that you guys watch them is awesome, and I'm just so grateful and full of gratitude because of that. Because sometimes I get really nervous when I'm posting a video because I'm just like, is this good? Like, is this better? But as far as my worst review, yeah, it's definitely one of the earlier ones. Like the Lego movie might be one. Like even my early MCU ones, like that I did, I'm kind of unsatisfied with them. Like the way that I was unsatisfied with my Spider-Man reviews, that when Spider-Man No Way Home was coming out, I tried to redo a bunch of them. I've wanted to do that with the MCU for a little bit, but there's just so many movies now, it would take so long. But yeah, I'm not entirely satisfied with how the MCU reviews have aged when I first put them out. And as far as what my advice would be to other movie channels trying to get to 1,000 subs, um, honestly, if you have an idea that you think could work, do it. Um, that's kind of been kind of how I've approached it. Like I remember when I first came home from work and I came up to cast and I was like, so I had this idea. I haven't seen very many chick flicks. You like chick flicks. You've seen a bunch of them. You grew up with them. what if we did like I watch like people react to movies and do movie reactions and stuff. What if we did like commentaries on chick flicks like that you would show me and I would give my thoughts and stuff on them. And she was game, she was ready to go, and that's how the movie commentaries were born. And the movie commentaries are a big reason the channel started to grow, because they're easily the most views, the most viewed videos that this channel gets. So that was just an idea that I had in my head, and I was like, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll do that. And I did it, and it worked out well as the Jackass video I did. The Jackass 4 was coming out, and it was a trending topic, and I was like, well, I haven't seen the Jackass movie, so if I just go and do like if I just go and watch this movie for the first time, where fans of the franchise are watching it and they have way more knowledge of me about the history of it, and their reviews will be more knowledgeable for people, whereas mine will just be like, hey, they did gags and it was funny or whatever I would say. I was like, well, what if I did reactions to Jackass stunts for the first time? Because a lot of people who have watched Jackass, the fun thing about reactions is experiencing something for the first time through someone else. So I decided, I was like, okay, I'm gonna look for a compilation of Jackass montage stunts and gags, and I'm just gonna watch them and react to them and put it up. And that video did really well too. That's got like I think it's at 5,000, maybe 6,000 views at this point. So I think honestly, well, first is definitely have fun. Make sure that you're having fun with what you're doing. You're passionate about what you're doing. Um, Definitely remember that YouTube's not a job. So if you're getting stressed out or a video's taking a lot on you, take a break from it. Um don't get yourself too worked up over a video. You have to be having fun. You have to be enjoying it. And yeah, definitely just work at it, keep posting, keep making, keep thinking of ideas. And when you have an idea that you think, I really want to do this, I want to try it, go for it. Because you never know what one's going to take off. You just never know. Like the iCarly revival trailer. Sorry, I've probably spent too long on this question. But the revival trailer for iCarly, I almost didn't even make that video. I had a day off. I was home alone. I was just going to watch movies on Netflix. And then they dropped the iCarly trailer. And I was like, well, I really like iCarly. But will people be interested in that who watch the channel? And as soon as I posted that video, that was the first video that ever climbed to 100 views the first second it was posted. And then the subscriber count climbed as the views climbed. And yeah, so if I hadn't put out that trailer reaction, like people wouldn't have built up the subscription, and the views wouldn't, and I wouldn't have gotten the views and stuff like that. So that would be my advice, I think, at this stage of my life in YouTube. Schofield Studios. Did you ever have problems feeling comfortable on camera, twitching, itching, etc.? Have you seen the Dollars trilogy with Clint Eastwood? Do you plan on monetizing your videos? Okay. So if I ever do I ever have problems feeling comfortable on camera? Every single time I make a video, even to this day, every time that I make a video, I get a little uncomfortable on camera. It's gotten better, definitely. When I first started, it's really weird talking to your phone. Like, it's really weird. I was just alone in my, and then I got like self-conscious, like, can people hear me? Do they think I'm ridiculous? Like, so definitely I've gotten better with comfortability on camera, but I'm still working at it. Um, and one thing, when you bring up the itching, I would do this with my nose all the time. Like, especially in the early videos, like I would just be talking and my nose would get itchy or something. And I would just be like, yeah, so in Iron Man, they just decided that they wanted Robert Downey Jr. And then in the editing process, it's like, ew, like who wants to watch that? And it was so frequent. So I started looking for that in the videos, and I started becoming really aware of it while I was recording. So when I caught myself doing it, I would do another take. And then as I was editing, if I saw my hand move, I'd cut that. Like I would not use that take, and I'd even go and reshoot takes sometimes. So that's definitely one for me. Have you seen the Dollars trilogy with Clint Eastwood? I have. I own them. I own them all. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is definitely the best one because it's like the classic. But oh man, what were the other two called? I can't. I really like the second one at the end. I think it was. What was it called? The Man with No Name trilogy. I think that's the Man with No Name trilogy, isn't it? Oh, I might be thinking of the wrong trilogy. I'm just gonna skip past that one, but I think I've seen them. Do you plan on monetizing your videos? I do plan on monetizing my videos. Actually, I just got the email from YouTube saying that I was eligible to monetize videos, so I'm working through that process right now of going through the steps of getting that done, which is crazy. It's so cool. I mean, it's not gonna like instantly start making me money, and I'm aware of that, but just the fact of monetizing videos, the fact that I can say that my videos are monetized is a really cool feeling. And I thank you guys so much for gifting me that feeling because I wouldn't have had it without you guys. Elizabeth, what's your favorite movie? And if you had the chance, what role would you play? Ooh. Well, I mean, I'm looking up right now and I'm seeing 2 Spider-Man costumes hanging on my wall. So I'd have to say I'd want to play Spider-Man if I could play a role. And if I had to pick specifically a Spider-Man, I would probably want to well, I was gonna say I'd probably want to do Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man because I like those movies more. But if I was Tom Holland's Spider-Man, I'd be in the MCU and I'd meet all those people. So I'd probably want to do Tom Holland's Spider-Man. And as far as my favorite movie, it's Back to the Future. At least that's the one that I go to all the time. Maybe that's changed. I'm not too sure, but for now, I'm gonna say Back to the Future. Luke Ponto. There are even some kids that wouldn't stay in their designated seats in the theater. You're a theater man. It sounds like a madhouse. Like, I don't know what's going on with your theater. I don't know what's in the water in your town, but your theater sounds crazy. I would like to visit it one day and see this for myself. Schofield Studios. Okay, I will slow down on the questions for now. Hey man, don't keep them coming, man. Don't worry about it. I love the contributions. Thank you guys so much for engaging and contributing to this, guys. This is awesome. I'm having so much fun. I hope you guys are too. Lisbeth, do you have a movie that you were so excited for, but when you saw it, you disliked it? Yeah. The Rise of Skywalker comes to mind. Oh man, The Rise of Skywalker. That movie disappointed me a lot. Everything that I feared that they would do and everything that I didn't want them to do, they did. I guess you can talk spoilers about this now. It's been years. I hated what they did with the Emperor. I hated it. My biggest fear with the Emperor was that he was going to come in and he was going to feel like he wasn't part of the plan and he was just replacing Snoke and they weren't going to explain how he was back and make it like flow narratively with the rest of the trilogy in the story. And that's exactly what happened with the Emperor. It totally took away from Anakin's arc and the end of Return of the Jedi for me. I thought that they just totally by bringing the Emperor back and not even explaining how, just being like, hey, he's back and I'm the Emperor and I'm here. I thought it was done horribly. I thought the writing of the movie was horrible. Oh man, I did not like Rise of Skywalker like at all. I was very, very disappointed with the Rise of Skywalker. But I was really excited to see it. Oh well. Luke Ponto, if you fell asleep during Star Trek The Motion Picture, you're going to fall asleep during Morbius. It always comes back to Morbius. I love it. One of these days I'm gonna watch that movie. It's well, apparently it's the #1 movie on the Apple TV app. So I have the Apple TV app. Maybe I'll watch it. I'm waiting for it to hit a streaming service though. I don't know if I want to spend money on it. I just don't know. Simply Sorrow. Hey Zach, congrats on the 1K. Thank you, man. Thank you so much for being here, Sorrow. Thank you for contributing. Thank you for being a part of that 1K. Thank you so much, man, for the kind words. Lisbeth, I am glad you made the iCarly revival because if it wasn't for that video, I wouldn't have found your channel. Well, there you go. Oh wow, thank you so much, Lisbeth. You were one of those people that helped me get to my 400 subscriber goal, like 6 months before I wanted to hit it. Like, that's so cool. That's so cool. Well, there's a great example of that. You don't know what videos are gonna hit. You don't know what ideas in your head that if you don't make, it could drastically affect your channel in a positive way or in a negative way. Whatever video you make, whatever video you have in your head, you never know that if you make it, if that's the one that's going to launch your channel to the next level. And iCarly Revival trailer, that was the one that, because Lisbeth is like a prominent resident of this community in this channel. So thank you so much for being here, Lisbeth. I'm so glad I made that video so that you could find me and that I could have you here. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Thank you so much. And I look forward to talking with you a lot more as we go on in life. Does that make sense? I don't know. Luke Ponto, you're more than welcome to visit my town and see what goes down with my theater. Hopefully my experience with Top Gun Maverick is better. Yeah, man, hopefully, totally. I hope it is. That's awful that your theater acts like that. Are you going on a specific day? Maybe you have to change the day that you go to your theater. If you find that it's happening on the same, I don't know. It also depends on your schedule. So I guess I can't say, hey, pick a different time when I don't know what you're doing in life. But maybe it has something to do with the time you go and the day you go. So who knows, right? Simply Sorrow. Yeah, I know people can hear me when I film. It is for sure a little nerve-wracking. Oh, okay, so you're talking about you make videos too. Even though it is family hearing me, I don't know, but yeah, it's awkward sometimes. I can relate. Yeah, well, when it's family, it's kind of worse because you live with them and they're always around, so they can always make comments or like, "Hey, you gonna do another video?" And that can even make you self-conscious. But yeah, definitely I've experienced that myself. But push through it, especially if you enjoy what you're doing, especially if you enjoy making videos. See what I'm doing? I'm already doing the nose thing, and usually I would edit these out, but we're live, so I can't. Uh, but yeah, if you enjoy making videos, keep making them. Push through that feeling of uncomfortableness, especially it's worth it. Just trust me, it's worth it. Luke Ponto, I found your channel when you were on Zach Guller's channel for the top 10 friends episodes live stream. Wow, that's awesome. And I got to give a big shout out to Zach Guller. He is a big influence for this channel in a way. These live streams would not be happening without Zach Guller. He found me, I think, during when I was doing the WandaVision recaps, when I was around 300 subscribers, he found me and he just commented on a video and I checked out his channel and I liked his stuff. So we just started commenting back and forth. And he was the first person that ever asked me to do a collab with him, and he said it was going to be live because I had the Friends reunion had just come out, and I just put out a review of the reunion, and so he saw that and saw that I was a big Friends fan. That's my favorite TV show of all time. So he felt the same way. So he asked me to come on a live stream, and I'd never done live before, and I almost passed him up. I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to do live, but actually, Cass gave me a lot of encouragement and told me to go for it. So I accepted his request to come on, do live, and it was the first time that I'd ever met him in person. In person, talking to him because we had always just been commenting. So it was the first time that we ever had a conversation back and forth, and it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it, and I kind of fell in love with that live atmosphere. So I was like, one of these days I'm gonna try doing a live stream. I didn't feel comfortable doing it at that time, but it was definitely the leap I needed to get me to the place where I was like, one of these days I'm going to do a live stream. And now I do live streams and I absolutely love them. They're some of my favorite, they're probably my favorite videos to make. So, and I love just having the instant connection with you guys and just talking with you guys. It's so much fun. Thank you everyone for being here. And thank you, Zach Guller, for bringing me onto his channel and changing the trajectory of this YouTube channel for me. Schofield Studios. What do you think is the most underrated movie and TV show of all time? I would say it's Old Henry and The Good Place. Oh, The Good Place. I saw The Good Place when it premiered, and it was too weird for me. I didn't like it. So, yeah, I'm one of those people that I guess you would say is the reason it's underrated because I don't watch it. The most underrated movie of all time. That's a big one. And underrated TV show. Underrated TV shows. There's been quite a few that I've liked. I liked Scorpion when it came out. It was like this team of like science nerds that saved the world through. I don't know. It was now that I think back to it, it was kind of stupid, but I enjoyed it. And my wife recently showed me this show called White Collar, and I really liked White Collar. I've never heard people talk about it, but before she showed it to me, so I think White Collar is kind of underrated from what I've seen. As far as my most underrated movie, that is so Sing Street comes to mind. The 2016 movie, I want to say from, I think it's Ireland. That was a really good movie. It was a coming of age story. Kids starting a band. It had some great music. I loved the soundtrack when it came out, and no one ever talked about it. And I found it on Netflix, I think, one day, and I went and asked people if they'd heard of it. No one's heard of it. I loved it. I thought it was great. Um, and I still can't even find the Blu-ray for it. I mean, I guess I haven't looked that hard. I could order it off Amazon, I'm sure. But I like finding Blu-rays in the store. It's like a treasure hunt. It's more fun. I also, yeah, I'd go with Sing Street for now. Luke Ponto. I think it depends on the type of audience that goes to the movie. My theater was great during Multiverse of Madness, but it was terrible for Firestarter. Maybe your theater just sucks for bad movies. Because didn't you also have bad experience with Morbius? Maybe it's the movies where people aren't engaged with the movie because it's bad. And so they go on their phone and talk to their friends and do other things. So maybe the good movies are safe. So you might be safe with Top Gun Maverick because I hear that movie's awesome. Even though I'm not a big fan of the first one, I'm really looking forward to the second one because people say it's awesome. Schofield Studios. I think that's where I'm at. Yeah, Schofield Studios. What's the biggest jump of subscribers you have ever gotten? Definitely the Spider-Man No Way Home commentary. I think with the iCarly revival trailer. I went from I don't want to say the exact number. I was in the 300s. I would might be at the tail end of 200, and I might have been at the beginning of 300. And the iCarly revival trailer jumped me up to just about 400 subscribers. So that was like 100 subscriber growth. But the Spider-Man No Way Home commentary, when I put that up, I was at 550 subscribers, and that video grew me. I remember looking at the analytics; it was like 353 subscribers. Like that video got me from 550 all the way up to 900. It might actually maybe it petered out at 890 or something like that, but it got me like a 400 subscriber jump, and it was like instant. Like I remember I posted that video. I posted the premiere of that video the morning before I went to work, and I was at work, and I was like, okay, it's a half an hour long video. I'll wait half an hour. I'll check how the premiere did. If the premiere gets 15 views, if I find that the premiere of the video got 15 people watching, I will be satisfied. And I went onto the app, the YouTube Studio app, and I looked at how many people had viewed the video on the premiere, and it was 80. And then I refreshed the page and it was 120. And then I refreshed the page and it was 200. And I was texting Cass and I was like, this video is just jumping up in views. And then, like, I think in the first hour, it was at how much? I think it was at 3,000 views. I want to say in the first hour, it hit 3,000 views, and I was like, "Whoa! I think this video may take off." And as the views climbed, the subscriber count went up like 20 each time I refreshed. Like I would refresh, and the subscriber count just jumped, and that was crazy. And now that video is at like 62,000 views, which is insane. I actually had someone this is kind of going on a little bit of a tangent, but I had someone reach out to me recently wanting to sponsor the channel. And I don't know if I'm going to go for it. I don't know. I'm still in negotiation talks with them. But they wanted to sponsor the video. Oh, sorry, they wanted to sponsor the channel, and I'm pretty positive they wanted to sponsor it just because that video got 62,000 views. Because they said they've been watching my videos for a very long time and they found them very attractive and stuff like that. But I don't know, like no one ever contacted me before my video hit 62,000 views. So I think that kind of opened the door to that. But it was really cool, like to open your email and be like, hey, we want to sponsor you. Like that's a YouTuber's dream, right? So we'll see where that goes. We'll see where it goes. I'm not going to talk about the company or anything because I don't even know if I'm allowed to. I mean, I didn't sign anything, but I just moving on. I think it's safer to move on. Schofield Studios, what is the longest you have spent editing a video? Oh, okay. My longest I've spent. Oh, you know what? The first movie commentary I ever did was actually with my friend Jessica back in 2019, I think, when my channel had just started. She had never seen Monster House, and I had this idea of doing a Halloween special, and she reacts to movies. Like it doesn't matter what movie it is, she will yell at the screen, she'll yell at the characters. She was just perfect for a reaction video. So I actually wanted to do a Monster House movie commentary with her, but I didn't know how to do those at all at the time. So we watched the movie. I filmed us, but her dog was in the background of the video and just would not stop barking for like the first 30-45 minutes of the video. The dog would just not shut up. So editing around that dog barking was so much work and it was so tedious, especially since everything I've done, like I said, is on iMovie. So that movie commentary for Monster House that I did with Jessica, my friend Jessica, in 2019, that took me a solid weekend to edit. I remember I started editing that because Halloween was coming up. So I started editing that, I think, on Friday, and I finished it on Sunday, and Halloween was Monday. And then I went to post the video and it got blocked, and it was copyright strike by Sony Entertainment. And so then I had to fight to get that all dealt with for the first time. I had to deal with copyright strikes. Or not copyright strike. It was copyright claimed, but it was blocked. So I had to fight with that. So, but that's the longest it's ever taken me to make a video. That was a solid, like, sitting in my room, 8 hours a day for the entire weekend working on this video. I think that video took me 20 hours in total to edit and get up. And then it got blocked, so that was disappointing. But we eventually got it dealt with, and it's still on the channel. Actually, if you want to check it out, first movie commentary ever. Lisbeth, is there a movie you can watch all day and not get bored? A solid movie I could watch all day and not get bored. I mean, like, I'm taking this way too seriously. I'm like, if I actually had to sit down and watch a movie all day, would I not get bored? Uh, let's go with Dumb and Dumber. I love Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber is so much fun. I love Jim Carrey. I love Jeff Daniels. Could I watch that all day and not get bored? I don't know, but it would be a fun time. I think every time. I love that movie. I laugh at it all the time. It's so great. Schofield Studios. Who's the worst person who has commented on your channel? Well, I'm not gonna give a name, obviously. I even would remember their name. I think the worst person. Well, obviously I can't say the person, but like the worst set of comments I ever got um was on my Cats trailer reaction that I did with my cousin Maya. Um, People hated us. People, well, they more so hated me, but like I remember getting a lot of comments on that video, and I was in the break room at work, and I just posted it that morning, and I was looking at like I was like, whoa. My video is getting 5 comments. Like this has never happened before. This is so exciting because this was early on, and all the comments were like, all these people want are stupid superhero movies. They don't understand the artiste of cats. And they were just saying like stupid Gen Zers or whatever they were saying. Like they did not like our reactions to cats, and they were coming at me for it. So those were some of the worst. I don't know. I've had some that were like straight up just kind of like rude, but those just kind of roll off my back. I don't really care about those. But it was kind of like, ow, like I don't just care about superhero movies. So that was a little personal. Luke Ponto, I had a blast collabing with you when we did our top 20 favorite movies. I got to get you back on my channel at some point. Absolutely, man. And like vice versa, we'll get you back on the channel too. Yeah, Luke was the second person to ever ask me if I wanted to collab. And I got to give you some credit here, Luke, because you were gutsy. I would never have done this. You just reached out to me on Instagram, which was crazy. I think that's how it went down. That's how I remember it going down. You might remember it different, well, not differently, but you might actually know how it went down. I'm just remembering it. But yeah, I remember just getting an Instagram message from you, and you were like, "Hey, let's collab." And we'd never talked before. Like I never met you. And even when we did the collab, we still hadn't talked. We hadn't like met each other. I was just like, "Yeah, okay, this person wants to collab. That's super cool. Checked out your channel." We had the similar kind of movie talk stuff going on, movie reviews and stuff like that. So we were very similar in that way. So I was like, all right, let's subscribe. Let's collab with this guy. I did subscribe to this guy, and then I collabed with him, and it was a blast. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. It was cool meeting you. It was good that we clicked. I felt like we clicked. It went well. We didn't get annoyed with each other or hate each other, because in that video, that's the first time we're ever speaking to each other. Like I've never spoken to you before that video. So if you want to see the first time that Luke Ponto and I ever talked to each other, go to his channel and look for the top 20 favorite movies that we did. Beginning of this year, actually. It wasn't that long ago. Schofield Studios. What do you think came first, chicken or the egg? Well, actually, as a Christian, I guess I believe the chicken came first. I don't know. God created the chicken and then gave the chicken ability to create the egg. That's what I'll go with for now. I don't think it says that in the Bible, but that's what I'll say for now. Schofield Studios. Yeah, I remember you had 300 subscribers when you were reviewing WandaVision. Okay, yeah, so it was around 300 subscribers. Because that summer, I remember I hadn't posted anything, bare to nothing anything that whole summer, because I went to summer camp. I went to a Bible camp to volunteer as a leader with Cassidy when we were still going out as boyfriend girlfriend. And when I got back on a weekend for like a little break from camp, I looked at my subscriber count and it was at 200, and I was like, holy crap, 200 people subscribed to me. And then by the time I was doing WandaVision, I was probably up to like 300. So yeah, that's cool. That's cool to get confirmation on. Luke Ponto, nobody was disrespectful for Morbius, which I was surprised. I bet you're just as surprised as I am. Yeah, actually a little bit. I thought there were people. I don't know. I must be remembering that wrong. But I mean, at least they respected Morbius, right? I mean, at least they gave the respect where it's due. I'm kidding, obviously. Schofield Studios. Are you worried that your sub count in the last 30 days has gone down by 80%? Are you worried that your sub count in the last 30 days has gone down by 80%? No, not really. I mean, like, I do look at the numbers. I do look at analytics. I especially like, here's a little behind the scenes for you. Um, and here's some advice too for your videos. Look at your analytics. Go into your videos and look at the analytics and look at the graph that it shows where people peter off and where they go. That's one of the reasons why I started finding a point in the review and in the video where I can break it and put the, hey guys, real quick, do you want to subscribe if you like movies? And hey, comment down below what you think of this. All right, back to the review or back to whatever I'm doing. And then it just, like, it's a quick little interruption, and then I cut back to the rest of the video, and then I just end the video with, like, thank you guys for watching, have a great day. But the reason I started experimenting with that is because in my analytics for the videos, the whole, like, hey, subscribe and what do you guys think of this? And once again, thank you for watching and all that stuff. That stuff was like 20, 30 seconds, sometimes a little bit longer in the video. And as soon as I got to the point where it was like, hey, subscribe, the line just went down because everyone was leaving the video. So in order to save that little line going down so fast near the end of the video, I intercut that stuff just before the end of the video. And when people skip it, they're only skipping like 5-10 seconds as opposed to like the 30 seconds that I was losing before. And all of that counts for watch time. So there's a little thing for you. What was your original question? Are you worried that the sub count has gone down 80%? I'm not worried because that's kind of expected. Well, I shouldn't say like from it, like I know everything or whatever, but like for me personally, it made sense that when the Spider-Man commentary first launched, and it was like fresh. The movie had just come out, I think, on digital, so it was like climbing up on the rankings for people that were interested in that stuff. They were clicking on it. That's kind of petered off now, and it makes sense because the Spider-Man No Way Home release and hype for that movie is kind of dying down in general. So not as many people are getting recommended the video or looking for that kind of video. And that was such a big video, like 62,000 views is what that's at. I don't have any other video that remotely comes close to that. So that being the biggest video would bring in the most subscribers. So that makes sense to me. So the fact that it's like completely like plateaued now, which I'm not going to complain about because people are like, I'm still getting like 1 or 2 subscribers a day, somewhere around there. So that's kind of where I'm normally at. But the subscribers, I try not to stress over the subscribers too much. I just want to focus on having fun with the videos, engaging with the community, and making each video better than the last, at least trying to as much as I can. And that's where my focus really is. But the subscriber count is cool. Like whenever someone subscribes, there is that kind of feeling of like someone liked what I did or someone liked the video. And it's just, it's a really cool feeling. But yeah, it doesn't bother me that it's dropped by 80%. I kind of expect that. I'm just stoked that anyone subscribes at all. It's so cool. I'm so grateful for it. Schofield Studios. Do you watch pitch meetings? I do. I used to like have weekends where I would just binge those. But I don't watch them as much anymore. But I really like them. I think what's his? I want to get his name right. Ryan George. I think that's his name. I want to get his name right, and I might have just butchered it. But Ryan George is so talented with that. He's so creative. I really enjoy what he does with that, and he brings up stuff that I will be like, yes, someone's saying it. That's exactly what I thought. Or they'll be like, oh, I never even noticed that, and that's an amazing connection or amazing thing to point out. So I think he's a very talented guy. I love his stuff. Luke Ponto. I'm pretty outgoing and I love chatting with various people and getting to know them through this community. Yeah, it shows, man. And that's, you know what? That's a really great skill. That's a really great gift to have. That's amazing, dude. And definitely keep doing what you do and keep using that skill. It's going to help you out so much in life and YouTube and with whatever you're doing. A lot of people struggle with being outgoing and like I myself, I'm an introvert. I'm not very outgoing. If you're not going to come up and talk to me, I'm probably not going to approach you. That's kind of how I am, because I'm thinking, if you're not approaching me, you don't want to talk to me and I don't want to bother you. That's my mindset of like every conversation and every person I've ever met. So if you have the gift of being able to just go up and talk to people, it's a beautiful thing, and appreciate it and use it, man. That's awesome. Lisbeth, sorry to have to leave the party so early. Zach, congrats on 1K. Well, thank you so much, Lisbeth, for contributing to that 1K. Thank you for contributing to these live streams. You're always in here, and I love it. Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative of that. Have a great night, Lisbeth, and we'll talk to you again soon. All right. Schofield Studios. Now you have an average of 1.5 subs each day. Do you feel more pressure now that you have more subs? Yeah, absolutely feel that. The biggest thing that I get in my head sometimes is like when you post a video and then you see the subscriber count go down. Um, that can be discouraging. And a lot of the times when you see that, when you post a video and the subscriber count goes down, it's not even really necessarily from that video that you just uploaded. It could just be someone saw that you uploaded a video and is like, oh yeah, I don't really watch this channel, and they unsubscribe. So it could have nothing to do with the video itself. But I definitely get into the mindset of, especially when I hit 1,000 subscribers, and I got the whole thing from YouTube, like, you just hit 1,000 subscribers, here, apply for the monetization. I was so paranoid. I'm like, okay, 10 people are gonna unsubscribe now. Like, it's just gonna plummet. Like, everyone that subscribed from that Spider-Man No Way Home commentary are like, oh, he doesn't do any more commentaries involved in Spider-Man, and they're like, all 400 of them are just gonna unsubscribe all at once. Like, that was a big thing in my head. But like, you can't let that get to you too much. Otherwise, you're just going to go crazy. It's almost like you can't please everybody kind of thing. I just want to make what I feel in the moment. I want to talk about what I want to make, what I want to creatively do, and try to make it the best way that I can. And if people like it, that's a bonus. That's amazing. And if people don't like it, that's to be expected. And I don't want to stress too much over that. And I kind of hope that that's the approach that I can keep throughout my entire YouTube journey. And I'm going to work hard to do that. But I'm not going to lie, as subscriber counts climb, that pressure does build a little bit more of like, okay, now I have an audience of 1,000. I got to like put out something really impressive. But in reality, like, I have 1,000 subscribers, but I'm not getting 1,000 views per video. So I don't really have an audience of 1,000. And that helps me to kind of keep my head level, as well as like, okay, realistically, 20 to 30 people are probably going to click on this video for the first time that it's posted, and that helps with like the okay, I can relax now. Hope that answered your question. I think I went off on a tangent. All right, what do we got here? Josh Jones, I just saw you have over 140,000 views on the channel, and that's crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. I've looked at that too, and again, that's like a big help of that was that Spider-Man No Way Home commentary, which is just crazy. Like, I know Spider-Man was the reason that video got sold, but people did subscribe. They had to have liked me, Cass, or maybe they just liked Cass. I don't know. But yeah, that makes sense. And I have posted 263 videos. And the Monster House one, I think, is at like 27,000. So like the movie commentaries have definitely helped that number a lot. But it's still really cool to see 140,000 views on the channel. 140,000 people at one point clicked on a video. Wow. Crazy. Luke Ponto. I do have anxiety too, but I try to get away from that and focus on being the person I want to be. That's awesome, man. That's beautiful. Yeah, like I know people personally and like in family that have anxiety, and it can really pull them down if they let it and hinder their lives. But the fact that you're not letting it win, and you're going out there and going to be the person that you want to be and pursuing that. Sorry, I just that's amazing, man. That's really amazing. Kudos to you, man. That's really inspiring. I think people are going to be inspired to hear that on the stream, and that's amazing. Good on you, man. I'm proud of you. I know I've only known you for a little bit, but I want to say that I'm proud of you, Luke. All right, Schofield Studios. Congrats on 8,769 views in the last 30 days. That's more than I have gotten in a year. Are you guys are you guys just going into my analytics? How are you guys pulling these numbers out? 8,769 views in the last 30 days. Yeah, man. Hey, and you know what? That's like, that's just I was gonna say luck, but I don't really believe in luck. But that's just like how it worked out. Like just the ideas that I decided to try are ideas that took off. And that doesn't mean that your next idea that you have in your head won't take off like one of the ideas I did. You could get to 8,000 views tomorrow if you have the idea in your head that you think really works, and it could take off, man. Like it's anyone's game as far as I'm concerned. I don't think it's anything special about me. I don't think it's anything truly special about the channel necessarily. I think people just I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Basically, I'm just trying to say that I'm no better than you. Like, just because my channel has 8,769 views in the last 30 days, and that's more than you've gotten in a year, don't beat yourself up about that, man. As long as you're having fun, as long as you're putting out stuff that you want to make, and people, like anyone, I still try to remember that if a video gets one view, just one view, that is one person who took time out of their day that decided that they wanted to click on your video. And that's crazy. That's amazing. Someone out there, I don't know who they are. They could be someone that I know personally, or they could just be a stranger in Nigeria who saw my face and was like, "Oh, I'm going to give this guy a try. I'm going to click on this video." That's amazing. And I think we all have to, as YouTube people in this space, just remember that, and it's a beautiful thing. I think it's so cool. So keep working hard, man. Keep grinding, keep putting out your videos, keep having fun, make what you want to make, and just have faith that someone out there is gonna want to watch it. And you know what? You might just have an idea in your head that you've had for a little while that you sorry, that was kind of weird. You might have an idea in your head that's been there for a little while, or will come in tomorrow, and it'll be the one that just launches you into the next stratosphere. So don't give up, man. Keep trying and keep having fun. Luke Ponto, it's crazy that our top 20 favorite movies stream has over 200 views on my channel. Wow, 200 views. That's great, Luke. That's awesome. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of those views. And I don't know if anyone here is watching, but thank you, whoever clicked on that video and wanted to watch Luke and I talk about movies. Like, see, that's so cool. 200 people. Well, maybe not even 200 people, but someone 200 times out of his day decided that he just wanted to watch Luke and I talk about our top 20 favorite movies. He doesn't necessarily know who we are, but he was interested to find out our thoughts for whatever reason. And that's amazing. And congrats, Luke, on that 200 views on your channel. I'm so happy for you, man. I'm glad I could be a part of that. Luke goes on to say, by the way, I finally hit 200 subscribers, man. I'll give you a clap for that. That's awesome, Luke. Congratulations. Great job. I've been watching your subscriber count a little bit. I've been seeing that you've been in that 195 range. You were getting close to 200, and there you go, man. You hit it. And you're a hard worker on your channel, man. Like I think you go live more than anyone I've ever seen on YouTube, and you can see the passion that you have for it when you watch your channel. And I think that's why people like watching it. And you just keep going, man. You just keep working on making each video better than the last. Keep having fun, and that 200 subscribers, man, that's going to become 400, 600, 800. And then I'm going to be jumping on your 1,000 subscriber stream. And I cannot wait, man. Once again, congratulations on the 200, Luke. That's amazing. Happy for you, man. Simply Suro. Booyah. That video of Luke and you was fun. Oh, hey, look at that. Simply Suro decided to click and watch the video. He's one of the 200 views. Thank you so much, Suro, for being one of the 200 views on that video that I did with Luke. That's awesome. Josh Jones says, congrats, Luke. Yeah, once again, man, congratulations, Luke. Schofield Studios, congratulations, Luke. I will check out your channel. Awesome. Yeah, there you go, man. Already happening. Already jumping up to that 300, man. Simply Sorrow. Both of y'all are awesome YouTubers. Aw, thank you, Sorrow. That's so nice. Thank you so much for the kind words. Luke Ponto, special video coming soon, by the way. Ooh, special video for 200 subscribers, man. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Like I said, I remember when I hit 200 subscribers, and I remember when I hit 100 subscribers. I remember when I first started the channel, you do the thing, you put it out on your Instagram, you put it out on your Facebook for your friends and family to see, and like, hey, come subscribe to my channel. And I think when I launched the channel, I think within the first week it got to like 30 subscribers, something like that. And then for a very long time, it stayed at 30. And then day by day, it went like 31, 32. And then I remember like when it got to like 50 is when I was kind of like, okay, 50 subscribers. I think I can count 50 people that I know who would have subscribed. But when I hit that 100 when the numbers went boom, 3 digits. I remember being like, okay, I'm not sure that I can count 100 people that I know that have subscribed to me. So these are strangers. These are people who don't know me, who or clicked on my videos, liked them, and liked them so much that they're subscribing. And yeah, that 100 subscribers, I remember that was a special feeling. Kind of like this 1,000 subscribers. I mean, 1,000's a little bit more amplified, but that 100 subscribers was big, and that 200 subscribers was just kind of like, okay, this might be a thing. Like I got 100, I just got 100 more. So yeah, keep going, Luke. Keep going. You'll make it, man. It's amazing, and I cannot wait to be on your 1,000 subscribers stream. Maybe as a guest. Who knows? All right, guys. And with that, we've gone for about an hour and 20 minutes. As you can probably tell, my throat's already getting there. I'm getting a little cottonmouth. So I just want to say once again to everyone on this channel that's ever watched a video, liked the video, commented, engaged with the video, shared a video, and most importantly, whoever clicked on a video of mine and just decided to give my channel a chance, whether you are a subscriber or you didn't subscribe, thank you so much for all the support. Thank you so much, all you guys, for all of the encouragement. And I will just give this one last question for Schofield Studios. Do you think that a schedule for your videos matter? I've tried a schedule thing. YouTube does tell you at what time of day your subscribers are on, or when they're engaging with your videos, so that does help. I think it's good not to overwork yourself and not to over pump your channel, especially when you're first starting. Tried to do like one video a week. I think I'm now up to about one or like 2 to 3 videos a week. I think I've kind of upped it to that. But I don't think a schedule necessarily matters. I've heard people say that if you have a specific day and time that people know you'll be posting a video, they're more likely to click on it. But I personally have never experienced that. Like I've never had someone where I'm like, oh, it's 4 o'clock and it's Thursday, I'm gonna go to this channel because I know this guy always posts at that time. That's never been my experience. So personally, I don't think it matters, but that's just me. Do what you need to do and try new things, try what you think works, and yeah, you won't know until you try it, right? All right, guys, that's the last question I think I'm going to take. Like I said, getting a little cotton mouth, but thank you guys so much. 1,000 subscribers. This goes out to you guys. This is not possible without you guys. I'm so grateful. I'm just so thankful that we got here. And again, it's a partnership. I'm so thankful to be on this journey and in this YouTube game with you guys. And 1,000 subscribers, guys. We're on our way to 2,000. We're on our way to 3,000. We're just going to keep going and going and going. And as long as you guys are here, I cannot wait to keep talking movies with you guys. All right, guys. That's going to be it for me. I will plug real quick, though, at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow, I will be on Zach Guller's channel, and we're talking about Moon Knight and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So go on over to Zach Guller's channel at 11 a.m. There's going to be a bunch of YouTube panelists, some YouTubers that I've watched that I haven't ever met. So that's kind of cool. I'm getting a little nervous about that, but also kind of excited. So yeah, guys, go on over to Zach Guller's channel, subscribe to him. Look out for that live stream coming out at 11 a.m. for Moon Knight and Multiverse of Madness. It will be spoilers, so make sure that you've watched those things. And with that, guys, yeah, that's the end. Schofield Studios, great stream. I hope you continue to grow in the future. Thank you so much, man. I hope so too. Ideal Studios, long time no see. I'm so happy to see you succeeding, man. Do you have any plans to get back into acting or filmmaking? Not at the moment, but I'll never say never. All right, Josh Jones. Bye, Zach. All right, guys. And with that, goodbye, guys. Have a good night. And thank you again.